Welcome, beautiful yogis. Today we are going to focus on a pelvic floor reproductive organ practice. It is going to be a very chill class, especially if there's any health concerns regarding the reproductive organs, especially for women during your cycle or with and around that time. Now, I will suggest today's practice. You grab a block or a prop of some sort. You can grab a cushion, a pillow, or a folded up towel. So we are going to start today. When you are ready, you might need to pause the video and then come back once you've got your prop. Coming into a child's pose. So because we are working on that sacral root chakra area today, take your knees wider, as wide as comfortable. Bring your head down onto the mat and relaxing here comfortably. To allow your head to rest. Take some nice big deep breaths in and relaxing breaths out. Your arms relax comfortably. Your head drop down. And breathing in and breathing out. So during your cycle, or just as about to get it, your energy and hormones can be a little different than usual. So give yourself a gracing period here now just to connect with your body and tune in to what it needs. Often we are told what we should be doing and listening to the external voices and opinions of others and forgetting what our body is trying to tell us. So take this time here now to just take some deep breaths, connect to what feels right for you here. Slow down your breath so you can hear your heartbeat. And maybe hear that little quiet voice that maybe you've silenced, which is your intuition. And maybe your doubts and fears and the voices and opinions of others are screaming at you louder. So let's try to flip the sound volume. Opinions and voices of others become so distant that your inner voice, the one that encourages you and uplifts you and is guiding you, becomes the strongest and most powerful one. So child's pose, a really beautiful pose to help you shut off the outside world and start listening and connecting to the internal one. Take 2 more breaths here. Again, today it's just a slow, gentle practice, especially if it is that time of the month or there are just discomforts within and around that area. Okay, so welcome to Yoga with Theodora. Let's come onto all fours, palms pressing firmly into the mat, knees underneath your hips. Let's do a few rounds of your cat-cows. Inhale, chin to sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Actually, I am going to flip around so I can get some sunshine rather than my butt getting the sunshine. So rounding and inhale. I speak of the benefits of the sun on your eyes and on your body. So I should be congruent through all of my classes, regardless of the setting and the theme. All right, so draw the shoulders back. Again, chin to chest. Inhale. So when we have pain, often we can use that to do nothing. Or you might suppress that pain with Nurofen or other forms of medication. But really, and again, this depends on how uncomfortable you are, there will be something there for you that you can move or maybe practice to help with that discomfort. And I'm not saying medication doesn't have its place, but often it might just be the first thing that we reach for, and it's not exactly what our body needs. You might be dehydrated, you might need some more salt, you might need some magnesium. There are so many things that our body craves for. And even a little bit of movement might be more beneficial for you than absolutely nada. Okay, let's do a couple more rounds. And I definitely fall into that category. Some days I just don't want to do anything, but I know that if I just do something little, even 10-15 minutes, I'm definitely going to feel better for it. Let's come on to our bellies. Bring your hands underneath your forehead and relax your legs down and drop the tension in your shoulders. We're just going to wriggle the bum side to side. Wriggle those hips. You can really tune in to your body here. So even though you're lying on your belly, are you wriggling with intention? So do you feel it, or are you doing it just because we're just moving the hips side to side? And if there's any pain in the lower back, what that's demonstrating is you might just be you might just be sticking your bum out a little bit much. So if you tuck that tailbone under, that should help relieve that lower back discomfort. Now bring your heels to your bum, and we're going to do the exact same, wriggling the bum side to side, but swaying those legs. Breathe. Again, relax those shoulders. Now let's twirl those legs around. Just move that block out of the way. So like an egg beater motion. Now I'm going opposite direction, but if that doesn't work for you, even just circling them around same direction in the spine, it's what works for you today. Keep breathing. Again, a lot of hip movement and moving through the spine as well. So we're making sure the brain and the body are strongly connected and communicating. So change directions with your legs. Keep breathing. Good. Okay, let's come back to center. Bring those legs back onto the mat. Let's take them as wide as your mat so we've got a little bit more support for our body. As I mentioned earlier, tuck your tailbone under. We're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So elbows in line with your shoulders and palms face down. If you feel a little tight through your shoulders, take the arms a bit wider. Press the floor away, squeeze your bum, lift your chest, and lifting the head and the heart. Breathe. So we have a slight lengthening happening here through the front of the body. And the back of the body here is activated. Breathe. Pressing the floor away from you, lifting the heart center. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. So if you are in any level of discomfort, so say you have really heavy periods and they're very painful, they're very uncomfortable, just breathe in divine white light that will help to soothe and calm and cool any discomfort. So inhale, calm and ease, and exhale any stress, any pain. Keep breathing, pressing the floor away. Shoulders back, so if you notice yourself collapsing into the shoulders, keep pressing that floor away. Three more breaths. And release. Come into child's pose one more time. Pushing those hips back, knees as wide as comfortable. This time, tuck your toes under, so we're working a little bit more through the bottoms of the feet. And let your head relax here. Breathe. Two more breaths. Good. Let's roll it back up. Come into a seated, comfortable position. Now you can use your block here. So say your hips are really tight, you might want to prop yourself up a little bit higher. Again, this might help with your positioning, and if it doesn't feel comfortable, feel free to stay as you are. So sitting up tall as you are, shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chin to the sky. And as you exhale, tuck the chin down. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out, lengthen. Breathing in. Breathing out. A few more rounds. And last one. Back to center. Let's do some shoulder rolls. So hands can be lightly placed onto the shoulders or a little bit wider. Lead with your elbows, and we're going to go up and back, up and back. Opening up. So often when we're in discomfort, what is the first thing we do? We slouch our body. Posture drops down. So we're opening everything up here, getting that energy flowing. One area is never specifically focused. Everything connects. If your blood can move around and energy can move around, then so can discomfort, and so can freedom. All right, so circling back and around. So we're opening up those shoulders. A couple more rounds. Keep breathing. Good. All right, so we're going to bring the soles of the feet together now. I'm going to come off my prop, coming into your active butterfly pose. You don't have to come off the block if you're using it. So feel free to grab a hold of maybe your big toes, the soles of the feet, or the ankles or the shin bones. If you do find that having your feet closer to you feels really uncomfortable, bring the feet further forward. We want as much movement through the hips as possible. Breathing. Intentional movement here. Good. Keep breathing. So you might start to notice there is some range starting to open up with. Keep moving, keep breathing. Every breath is new information coming into the body, and it's old information leaving the body. So just as we did earlier, cool, calming energy, that divine white light. A few more breaths. Well done. Let's bring those knees to a slow stillness. Bring those legs out in front of you and give them a good shake out to release. So up, down, side to side. We are going to come into a forward fold. So again, if you'd like, come up onto your block, especially if your back and your hamstrings are quite tight. So it is going to be a forward motion. So I've just moved a little bit to the side of my mat. Now this knee, you don't want it to be up really high. So if this is where it's at, bring that foot a little further away so that hip can open up. So starting off with your bent leg, so I've extended my right leg out, doesn't matter if it's the left, arms in front, big deep breath in, reach it up tall, twist to face your extended leg, and folding at the hips, reach it forward and down. Now you don't have to grab your toes, and if I'm honest, if you're rounding your back and really reaching, I'd rather you have your hands onto the leg and focus on a nice long spine here. Okay, nice deep breaths. Pushing that tailbone back and relaxing your shoulders here. So if you have your side, the same side that you're on, so the right hand, for me, forward more than the left, you're missing out all the benefits on the opposite side. So try to have your hands square, or at least shoulders square. And just folding here, breathing in, breathing out. Few more breaths. Then we're taking our time today, nurturing and supporting the body, which is often what our body needs during that time of release, which is exactly what it is. Three more breaths. So it's important for women to support and nourish their blood during this time because we are releasing blood. So we want to make sure that we are replacing what we are releasing. So red foods. Right, let's roll the spine up nice and slowly. I was told beetroot, beetroot, beetroot. Let's change sides. So when I was training as an athlete, beetroot juice, shots of beetroot juice came out as a big thing at the time to help with recovery, oxygen, blood, iron, all that. Right, so bending the other knee, sitting up tall, inhale, reach up, twist, and as you exhale, lengthen, forward fold. You can start off easy, and as you hold this pose and breathe, and the tension starts to release, you'll naturally go deeper and deeper into the pose. So you don't need to force anything here. Dropping the shoulders, keep your chest open and heart open, which are your airways. So fresh beetroot juice really does you wonders. Which reminds me now, I'm gonna go home and make some beetroot juice. I make a lot of celery juice, which is again great. But that beetroot juice does definitely have a kick to it. And if you find beetroot juice just a bit much, you can add carrot, you can add ginger, whatever you like. don't have a juicer, that's fine. You can steam, roast, bake. Oh my God, I'm gonna make you guys hungry. Some root vegetables, so red foods, deep red foods. And green for the blood as well, helps to detox. We just need to go back to basics. If you look at the way nature is designed, it really makes such a difference in our health. When you start eating real food, a lot of ailments, a lot of mucus, inflammation starts to leave the body. Anyway, just a theme, just some things to think about. It doesn't need to be complicated. As I said, if you start listening to your body, it will tell you what it needs, it will tell you what it wants. But we've got to be still enough, we've got to be quiet enough to tune in. Pain is always a great indicator. I'll always say, if we're not listening, a nice good cold will make us rest. A fever will make us do absolutely nothing. Pain will make us stop. So I'm definitely someone who learnt the hard way. And if you're here in my classes, you've probably had the same sort of lessons. Fun of life. Continue to breathe. So a few more breaths here. So as you're noticing, there's a lot of forward folds. And this is again to help nourish the pelvic region. And the lower back, it's very much connected. Kidneys are in the back, adrenals are in the back. And if you're breathing deeply enough, you will feel that stimulation through the pelvic region. Last few breaths here. Okay, roll that spine up and bring your legs out in front of you again. One more time, shake, shake, shake. Up, down, good. So we are going to do a very, very gentle spinal twist. So nothing where there's a lot of deep twisting to really wring out the tension. Today it's very gentle. So I'm going to place a block behind me because I'm going to place my left hand. So I'm going to turn to the left to begin with. Sit as it works for you. So I've got my feet a little bit more into like a half easy pose. Inhale, reach up. Take right hand onto left knee, left hand onto the floor behind you. Again, it's a very gentle spinal twist. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, just look over that back shoulder. Maybe close your eyes. And just deep breath in. Deep breath out. So normally I would say keep trying to twist deeply, but here today, just enough to help activate digestion, stimulate the organs, but we don't want to place too much pressure on the pelvic organs. Keep that back shoulder opening up. Three more breaths here. And when you're ready, inhale, slowly release. Exhale, back to center. Okay, so I'm going to have that block again behind me. Inhale, reach it up tall. Exhale, twist, look over your back shoulder. Lifting up and twisting. Close your eyes, and I'm going to want you to go into the feeling motion. So inhale to create length. Exhale to release the tension. more breaths. Gentle spinal twist. Three more breaths. Well done. Slowly bring it back to center and release. All right, legs will go out in front. Just shake them out again. Hands behind the back. So this is a good detox. Standing, seated, lying down on your back, or even legs elevated, just release that energy. We're gonna come onto our knees next. Now, depending on your knees and your back mobility will depend what variation you're going to do. So we're gonna come into camel pose. So again, lengthening through the front of the body. So there's one option. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better or harder. Hands will come behind your back. Squeeze, contract your buttocks, push the hips forward and opening up. So this is a variation. So again, we're lengthening through the front of the body and stimulating this area right here. Option two is you come right up onto those knees. I'm gonna come a bit more into the middle of my mat. Hands onto your buttocks, or sorry, fingers onto the buttocks, palms onto the top of the sacrum. Push the hips forward and elbows back. So either of the two will work. If you have knee issues, this one here might be better for you. So we're never collapsing into the back. We're lifting, we're lengthening, and we're breathing. A few more breaths. 5 more. Once you're done, release, come back down, and a few neck rolls here. Just 2 to 3 each direction. Good. Okay, let's come back onto our mats. We're gonna make our way onto the floor. Bring your knees to your chest once you're on your back, and hug your knees into your chest. Now, again, say your hips feel really tight today, you can always grab the backs of the legs and just rest here as opposed to hugging the knees in. And if it feels good, rock side to side. Otherwise, just hold your pose here. Keep the shoulders down. Breathe. Now, it wouldn't be a pelvic class if we didn't do some hip openers here. So ground your left foot onto the mat. Place your right shin bone over the left thigh and pressing your knee away. If you don't feel anything here, option 2 is to grab a hold back of that left hamstring and draw the legs closer to your chest. Or alternatively, you can grab a hold of that shin bone. Wherever you feel good in. So don't want it to be too painful. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And also with this one, say with option 1, you're pressing away, you're not feeling anything, but option 2 feels like your back's really tight. You can always grab your block or your prop that you have, place it behind your head, and that will help with your back positioning, so you're not rounding the shoulders so much, and you've got a little bit more support there for your head and your neck. And that's just an option for you. Breathe. And don't take, so what's running through my head now is that sometimes you think, oh, I'm not doing enough, I need to be pushing myself. Yes, you do need to do that, but not right now. Now's the time where your body's cleansing, it's releasing. And this is the time where we nurture it. And as women, we are very, very powerful beings. And when you're in tune with your cycle, your own natural rhythms, you really can transcend a lot of pain, a lot of doubt, and a lot of waffle. So if you really want to manifest things and you're in tune with your cycle, girl, I'm telling you, it's a very powerful thing. All right, let's release. Let's do the other side. Now tomorrow you might feel great and you want to walk more. You might want to go for a run. Go for it. It's all about what your body needs. So how do you know? Well, if you're constantly tired because you're doing too much, that's a great indicator. Your body's not changing no matter what kind of training you're doing and how you're eating, then you might just be in a very high level cortisol state all the time. So stress, meaning you're stressed all the time. Right, so if you're still on that first side that we did, change your legs over. If you're on your second side, choose a variation that works for you, and it doesn't have to be the same. Sometimes the second side is much tighter than the first. And we just need to give it a little bit of some TLC before we can go deeper into the pose. So where you start may not necessarily be where you finish. A few more breaths here. Very good. All right, let's release. Again, feet on the ground, shake those legs out. Grab your prop, where have I placed it? We're going to come into bound angle. So option one, feet together, knees drop out wide. Now you can probably see some space between my back and the floor that we want to minimize. So this is option one. Option two, if you'd like a little bit of height, you can. Don't go too high because again, we're cleansing, we're releasing, we don't want that energy to come back up. So it's not just the physical process, it's energetically what is going on internally for us women. So again, option two, using your prop, you can use a cushion and that's also fine. Or if that doesn't feel good for you, just rest here. So hands. If you find that you are in a lot of discomfort during your period, place your hands onto the pelvic region and give it some love. No judgment, no criticizing. Just imagine your hands are portals of energy, of light, of healing to soothe and ease and calm and cool any discomfort here. Drop the shoulders, drop your guard, drop the tension, and let your knees drop out to the side as well. So let me know once you finish this class how you felt at the beginning compared to the end. And let me know if there was a difference, if you found any benefit, or even how you're feeling now. You can always come back to this class at any time. You don't have to be on your cycle. To do this class. If you feel ungrounded, if you feel like there's just a lot going on for you and you're just not yourself, your two lower base chakras are your foundations. So as I said, you can come to this class at any time. It will help you no matter what. If you're drawn to it, then that's for a reason. Soften your back. A few more breaths here. Find your stillness in times of chaos. There's no need for guilt. There's no need for shame. Especially putting yourself first. Let's take one more big deep breath in here. And big release out. All right, let's bring those knees towards one another. And we are going to finish off with happy baby as the final working pose. So grab a hold, big toes, the soles of the feet or the ankles, and really press your back into the mat and have some fun. Play around, rock side to side. This is very important. Don't take everything so seriously. Don't be so hard on yourself. You are a big kid in an adult body. Right? Just because you're older doesn't mean you have to be serious all the time. Serious people are never fun. Right? Stay youthful, stay playful. Laugh at yourself, you know, not in a bad way, just go, oh my God, I'm ridiculous. I can't believe I do that. Stay playful. It will keep you youthful in ways you probably don't even realize. Right? Laugh. Having your butt in the air in this position is quite vulnerable and kind of scary when you first start this, especially when there's other people in your class. But in the comfort of your home, doesn't really matter. If you want to do this in just your underwear, you can do this in just your underwear. If you want to do this butt naked, feel free to do so. All right, I'm done with preaching for the day. Let's bring your feet down, shake it all out. Arms and legs as well. All right, coming into your final pose for your practice today. Now you can stay here for a few breaths, just let everything settle and ground, or you can stay here for a good couple of minutes. If you fall asleep, hey, you fall asleep, that's your recalibration. So we're gonna take a nice big deep breath in, breathe it out. Let's do that one more time. Big deep breath in and breathe it out. And let's just do one more. Out it goes. Thank you for joining me for your practice. Again, if this is your first time, welcome to Yoga with Theodora. And as you continue on your morning, afternoon, or evening, remember, you truly are divine. You truly are a gift of life, and you are a light being in a physical body having a human experience. Your body is always guiding you. The more you listen to it, the more empowered you will feel. This is what this information is always about. This is what these practices and classes are always about. It's not about me, the teacher, it's about you coming back to yourself. So have a wonderful and amazing and joyful and blissful and easy, which means you are in flow with yourself, day ahead. Until next time, thank you for sharing your practice. Keep shining your light bright. Namaste.